Alright guys, it's Corn. Today I'm going to do the LED mod on the controller ports. I'm going to go with good old green just to match the power button and it's on normal state. So assuming that you already followed the instructions on how to tear down the unit and pull the ports out on the, this is a 1.0 or 1.1 because it has the tiny daughter boards in them, but that's really not important for today's tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to take the ports out, right, and then we're going to get some LEDs. We need some, I use 100 ohm, quarter watt, 5%. I'm not sure exactly what all that means, but when I ordered them, they seem to work fine. I'll get in more in the description and the nuance of the resistor itself. And then the LEDs, basic 3mm LEDs. Have a little setup here to test them. I'm just using a 9-volt battery, and I put one of the resistors on an alligator clip, put the alligator clip to the positive side, and then you grab the LED. It has 2 legs on it. You can see that the 2 legs, one's longer than the other. It's kind of hard to tell from the video, but I just kind of bend them out. The longer one is actually the positive, so you can just grab that guy and kind of hook it to the end of the resistor and then pop it onto the negative side of the battery. And if you get light, you know it's good, because after you don't, the worst thing to do would be to solder all this stuff up and then find out you had a bad LED. So see, like this one's not lighting up. It seemed like actually quite a few of them in these packs that I got off of Amazon don't seem to light up. Some are actually brighter. So for today's purpose, I'm going to use 8 of them. So I'm going to test 8. Seems like I got a few duds. I'm running out of them. So I'm just trying to order some more. So I got 4, 5, 6. You can do any color you want, but I'm just doing green for this one. I don't really want to change out the power button on the unit that I'm making, so I'm going with good old green. So it looks like I have 8 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, all working. So on to the next step. The alligator clips will save them. I got the resistor as well. That's still going to come in handy. We're also going to need some snips, just some good old wire snips to trim some stuff down. There's some needle nose. I'm going to grab those. I'll be right back. Probably should have had this from the beginning. So there's some heavy duty snips, some needle nose, great for bending, right? So I got my LEDs, get some duds here. I'll just put those in the dud pile. I'll put those apart. So I've already been warming up the soldering iron. It should be nice and hot. It looks like it's good to go. So the first thing we want to do, I like using the helping hand. I guess for this part you don't need it. What you're going to do is you're just going to heat these up to get the cover plate off. So the best method that I've found is just kind of get your spudger and shove it in there. If you put it down on the ends right here, there's a little spot where it's soldered in. Just want to heat that up and get that solder moving again, and then just separate them. You can really use these if you want, but I just shoved the spudger in there, kind of heat that guy up. Once you get it hot enough, it separates. Turn my iron up a little bit. It's kind of using soldering iron to separate that. Bet might tip all to hell, but I got a multi-pack, so it's all good. That might even come in handy though for later. Like I said, my way of doing things, I don't know. I come from a background of heat and air conditioning, so I'm used to tinning and using brazing tools and stuff like that, these small soldering. Not really my thing. I might be a more barbaric than some folks, but you see I got that out. I'll repeat the process. For now I'll just do one because it's the same thing for the other side, so I'll push these guys away. Got my resistors, got this one. So again with this, just probably better off using the spudger method. Kind of just heating and then shove the spudger in, the sharp side, or a screwdriver. Kind of use them in conjunction with each other so you don't mangle your soldering gun like I just did. So that one kind of separated. So my goal with these videos too is to leave all the mistakes and errors and just kind of do it honestly, so you can see the stuff we run into. So see I got the ports all exposed. Tighten up back on again, and that tip back since I mangled it. Tip probably not going to be much use anymore. I think for today it'll be fine though. This will be the last day. This one, right? Trying to turn my gun down a little bit. Park it, get the solder ready. Got the needle nose. So on the port itself, where you're going for the red and the black, red being power of course, black being ground. So you get the black is the furthest to the right when you're looking down at it, the red's on this side. Then you want to put the two LEDs, you want to bridge them together. So you got the two positives touching the positive side and the negative touching the negative, and the positive actually has to touch the resistor, so the resistor is going to get soldered into the hole here. So there's a hole here where the red is. I'm just going to cut the resistor down and solder it to that end, and then bring it out a little bit and then bend it, and then bring the two LEDs and make a U, and then solder them to this, and then solder both ends of the LED to the negative here. And how I'm going to accomplish that is I'm going to take one of these LEDs, and let me see if I can zoom in and a little closer look at what I'm actually going to do here. So I'm going to take one of the LEDs, and since I'm going to use the negative side, which is the smaller one, I'm going to take that and I'm going to bend it all the way around into a complete U shape so it'll make contact. So the goal is when you put it in the hole here, it's going to touch the black part. So if you leave it in that U shape and then just kind of shove it in there with the edge of this, not too hard because you don't want to break the LED, but if you shove it in there, those 3mm ones are a perfect fit. So you shove it in there, bend that so it's almost making contact with the black part there. I'm going to park it right on top of that and bend it down pretty good. Might even put more of a crease on it than that, but so I have it bent down. I also have it bent away just enough so it's not making contact with this or the yellow, and it has a nice surface area right here to make contact when I do the bridge across. So the next part that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next one that I'm going to put on the other side and bend the negative side of this one across so it'll touch the other side here. And I'm going to shove that in that hole. Actually, you know what? Let's back up, because if I shove it in the hole too soon, I'm not going to be able to put the resistor on, and the resistor is going to complicate things. So with the resistor, I found that if you put the resistor as tight as you can, the actual, the bulb part of the resistor as tight as you can to the edge of the red, it makes it easier to make your backwards bend when you have to come to the back side of this. So I'm gonna clip that down, leave about a finger length, or even just use the LED as comparison. So after I clip that down, I'm gonna drop some solder on the end. And please excuse my methods if they're not very elegant, but they seem to do the job. So I got some solder on the end. I'll turn that down a little bit. Seems like it's just melting away. So I got a little blob of solder here. Maybe that's too much, right? So I'm going to take that. Oops. Maybe there's a little blob. That's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to tie this into there. Just put that right on the end, just touch it really quick. Put it on there. Make good contact. Good to go. So then I can bend this one around. So you want it to look as pretty as possible, but you see how it's just going to make a connection now with the positive side of this one. That's all I really needed to do. But I also need to keep it away from the negative part of this that I'm adding here. Is why I added that one first. So it gets kind of a tight fit, but squeeze this guy in now. You see it's going right over the bulb, which isn't really conductive. And then it's going to make contact over here to the negative side. So once I pop that negative side onto the wire here, I can just solder this end right to that, and we'll be good to go. So repeat the process here. The solder on, drop a little piece on here, and then this part's a little harder. I'm going to need some more light here. So this, I'm just going to get the negative side all touched up. A little lower temp here. So that seems good. I'm going to grab another little blob on the end. I touch these parts together. I'm going to make that a clean contact. So that part is good. Just going to clean that up a little bit. Clean the edge of my soldering iron. I'm going to get the positives all tied together. So this one you can just make a 90-degree bend on this one, and then do the same with this one, far enough so it can make contact with the entire ports right there. So now they're all kind of jumbled in a spot right there. No positives are connected to the negatives. So now I'm just going to take all those positives and tie them together. And then I can worry about straightening and cleaning later. Right now I just want to tie them all together. So that's the quick and dirty way to do it. So that's one side. You can see that process is pretty straightforward. Nothing's touching. I got the negative on the negative, positive, all good to go. And let me clip that guy off. So you can bend that. You can put the, I don't bother putting the cover back on because it casts some light on the inside as well, which I like, a little ghost effect in the inside of the unit. But that's the quick and dirty soldering. I actually got a solder blob here, which is, take that guy off, make it a little better. So there we go. That's the finished LED port. They're stuck in there. If you want to clean it up, you can put some liquid electrical tape or something, but that should be good to go. As soon as I plug it in, we should get some light. So I'll cut to the next part and plug that in and make sure it works. I have the Xbox all taken apart though, so it's not really going to happen right now, but then I'm just going to repeat the process for the other side. Same thing. We can even just test those to make sure, right? So we can put our flip back together. Our positive and negative. I'm using green, kind of counterintuitive. I'm using green for positive and this for negative. But if we touch the resistor end here, and then we touch the other end, we should get life. I don't know if you see that, but the LEDs did light up, so they're still, the LEDs are still good on both sides. I can see them both lighting up. So once I plug it in, it should be good to go. Just gonna repeat the process. So that wasn't bad. 16 minutes for that one. Times 4, it's probably gonna be an hour's worth of work, but you know, you can do it a lot cleaner than that. Get your bends a little bit better, but you can see that it's a pretty straightforward process. Yeah, it looks like I gotta clean up the solder a little bit, but it's good to go. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.